Hello, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You've got some unexpected windfalls or some really good luck coming at you in the month of December 2024. And it's also a month in which you might experience some unexpected and positive developments with the word travel, especially if you want to travel to a place you've been before in a far off foreign shore. We're going to dive into some of the awesome opportunities of this month, a couple of very lucky actions from Venus, as well as some fundamental changes in how you see yourself and your work in this world. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, my name is Lori Lothy, and I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac, whole sign houses, and fixed stars and minor asteroids. And we're using astrology as a navigational tool. It's getting dark here in Vancouver, Canada. I'm just trying to get some light into my storyline. If you want to support my channel by getting my All Signs bundle or individual videos, check the description box below. These are 2-hour videos for each sign. They're recorded. You can download the video, the audio, a free PDF guidebook, different information for each sign. And if you buy the bundle, you get everything. You can share with friends or family. It's how I raise money every year to support my channel, to get a new laptop, to get a new ring light that broke today, to get timestampers and video editors to help me out. So thank you so much. I don't just ask for money, I ask for your support and I give you something back. So that's in my description box. And check out my Substack. I just started there. The Pluto Chronicles is the name of my newsletter. I'm going to be chronicling the Pluto story through Aquarius in great deep dive details. And that's where you'll find the written version and my audio podcast, which will be launching in January. So if you want to join for free, it's in my description box below. The Substack subscription is there, as well as everything about me. Okay, Aries, I am one of you in the sense I have a sun and a moon in Aries. So I resonate. I get it. I've been with the Aries theme for a while. I mean, even my Mercury is there. One of the things we have to say is, Aries, we've been going through the North Node eclipse cycle ever since 2023 April, the eclipse in April 24, and then there's one in March next year. Just to remind you, the backdrop is there's a massive expansion of your footprint in this world and your identity. I am what? Single, married. I am poor. I am rich. I am this and I am that. You're changing your identity. You're expanding towards the more amplification or volume up of greater growth in your life. And if you're listening for your Aries sun, it's career, and moon, it's about your body and home. But if you're Aries rising, it's everything about you from the game vantage point of your avatar in the game of life, the simulation of life. What are things I want to mention here for the month of this month? And I always use my early intro here. We're going to talk about the planets, where they are, what they've been doing, what they will be doing. Then we're going to break it down. We're going to break it down into a chronology of the month after that. First of all, most importantly, Mars is the ruler of your sign. And as you begin December, he is moving in the sign of Leo, where he began to navigate on November 4th. So you have this direct motion Mars, but oopsie daisy, by December 6th, he retrogrades from 6th Leo backwards. First of all, Leo is your 5th whole sign house of children, of entrepreneurial and creative projects, of fertility and romantic love. And although he's been going forward since November 4th, when he goes backwards on December 6th to January 6th in your 5th house, retrograding through that part of your sky, it's going to mean you're going to revise, revision, rethink, or redo your motivations, your drive, and your will regarding entrepreneurial endeavors, regarding things to do with creative projects, regarding your romantic and sexual life, regarding matters to do with your children. And, this retrograde isn't negative. It's like going within. It's solar rule. It's fueled up by sun power. Your soul wants you to know your true motive, your true will, and aligning it with a deeper purpose in life. And so you're going back in this creative entrepreneurial house or romantic house to really assess what you want. Practically speaking, if you're in a romantic relationship, it could be a possibility of some separation. Mars is retrograding, but it's temporary. He retrogrades, yes, December 6th to February 23rd, but the retrograde in your 5th house is taking place only until January 6th. Wouldn't launch a new creative project. I wouldn't start a new business. I wouldn't try to succeed in a big way when he's retrograding through your 5th house. I just would caution against it. He'll be back in direct motion in that 5th house mid-April till mid-June of 25. And that's when it's all systems go. Now, Mars retrograde in the house of children could mean a child moves back into your home. If you have children denested, one could be coming back to you. December 6th to January 6th, that wouldn't surprise me. But that kind of thing can happen here as well. And old lovers and romantic partners in the past may be motivated to get back in touch with you as well during the December 6th to January 6th window of time. Now, the other thing going on is Venus has moved into Aquarius on December the 6th, and she'll be there till January 2. And it's not any old Venus transit. It's extremely important because she will conjunct Jupiter December 6th to the 10th in the beginning of her ingress there. And this powerful conjunction did happen in February 17th of 24, but not like I'm about to describe. And this is the second of about 20 of these conjunctions that continue to 2044 for Pluto on November 19th, moved into a full-time occupation until 2044 of your house of great gains. This is going to power you up in your powerful financial and reputation games in your career. It will transform your relationship to a sibling, one older than you. It will be available as a way to attract powerful, wealthy, and influential benefactors and allies as well. And as Pluto is now directly in motion here, Venus, the goddess of money and love, meets with Pluto. Now, a powerful, wealthy, influential woman could emerge in your life. This is also a wealth trillionaire story. And you could have some great gains like ka-chinging through your, like a windfall, through your windfalls house. Now, karmic and cosmic rewards can arrive in the 11th, and it may not be connected to your work. It could just be a sudden lucky opportunity to win some money. Who knows? But some kind of feeling of auspicious finances, often connected to career, but not necessarily. Or some powerful female or powerful wealthy ally in the artistic or creative communities may be emerging for you on December the 6th to the 10th. So keep your eye on that ball. But what makes this different than February 14th of 2024, the first time Pluto and Venus met in Aquarius in 250 years, what makes this so much more different is that the nodes of fate are involved. And that means that the North Node that's putting those eclipses on you, that terrible eclipse pressure that you've been living through for so long, yes, for, starting in April of 2023, is coming to an end. I need better light because now it's getting dark. And what I want to say to you is North Node means you want to get, amplified in terms of your goals for worldly success, your visions, dreams for worldly success, your voluming up on I can do this, be a success story. And then Venus says with Pluto, let me help. And the let me help can be that ally, friend, or benefactor, that greater social exposure. It is a house of celebrity. You might suddenly level up into a level of exposure, get on a podcast with a famous podcaster. I would love that. Something like that. And, to drive up your social stature, your group influence, your celebrity power, your career gains power, and your connection to allies and benefactors. So it's a beautiful December start. And again, 6th to the 10th of December. Now, the next thing I want you to be conscious of or aware of is that you have Mercury retrograding. We all do. We're all living with it, but it flows to you in a fire trine from the 9th house. Publishing, book publishing, foreign lands, visas, passports, judicial and court matters to do with third marriages, travel to foreign countries, academic and university settings. Those are the meanings of the 9th house. Mercury will be in that place November 2nd to January 7th. He goes into retrogradation on November 26th to December 15th. You're going to go backwards here. Emails, phone calls, texts from people from foreign countries, book publishing contracts and deals, things to do with rethinking, revising, and reinvestigating visas. I'll probably check out that digital nomad visa during this transit and see what I can do about getting that thing going for Portugal. You might find that Mercury retrograding here is emails, phone calls, and text messages from professors, from people in other countries that from some kind of university or college thing that comes back at you, like, oh, yes, I applied 2 years ago and I didn't get accepted. Now they're asking if I want to reapply. I don't know. Mercury is going back over ground that can be about things that occurred in your life in 9th house matters from November 2nd until November 26th, right? Because that's the direct motion. Now he's kind of backtracking over some of that ground. So what were you doing in the first 3 weeks of November that you're going to revise, revision, and rethink? November 26th through the first 2 weeks of December the 15th. So think about revising, revisioning, rethinking. And that involves all the ninth house stories, including courts, including book publishing deals, and including passports and visas and travel to other countries. Mercury likes to travel. He's a protector traveler of people on the pilgrimage routes in the ancient world, and in the ninth house, which is also a dream house. So pay attention to your dreams, powerful dreams during the retrograde, right? First 2 weeks of December, last week of November. But you might be hearing from, ninth house people, but travel, because Mercury retrograde travel is, I've been there before. I've been to, the coast of France, and I'm going back to the coast of the south of France. So any travel to far off lands that you have already been to before would make sense in this transit. Okay. Now, when I want to talk about Jupiter just briefly, just I'm overviewing the outer planets before we break down the chronology of the month. That Jupiter is the planet that is moving through your third house. Your third house is your short distance travel, your sibling one younger, things to do with your writing projects, social media in general, but social media, things to do with neighbors and neighborhood, aunts, uncles, cousins, extended family networks. Jupiter's retrograding here all the way from October 9th to February 4th of 25. So this is nothing new, but I want to remind you of what he's doing, because he gets involved in a couple of T-squares in December, and he's in retrogradation. So a lot of what he does now may not fully emerge as forward momentum until we get him further out into February, but he's planting the seeds now. And golden seeds in your third house is luck, expansion, growth, and opportunity in skills-based teaching and learning, online social media, and travel. Now, to use me as an example, I retaught my Sky Reader class for the 5th time. Did Jupiter give me golden eggs of expansion for that September course? He was moving direct, but yes, because I went from having, usually about 60 people in the class to 300. My YouTube channel took off with Jupiter here in July and August, in September, and my growth rate was extraordinary. So he's slowing down, he's deepening the bounty. I've got a video on this, and he's going to go direct. Yay! February 4th to October 9th, and re-bless you here. So patience is qualifying you. Be patient, Aries, for more success later. And then Saturn. Lord Saturn is a slow mover. 2023, March, he entered your 12th house. It's an enlightenment transit, sage-like wisdom, deeper knowledge, sometimes health challenges. It depends. This is the feet, right? Because it's Pisces, and Pisces has other meanings in medical astrology. I'm not a medical astrologer, but often because hospitals are here, you may be involved, not even you in a hospital, but other people in hospitals are part of your story. Feet, toes, and lymphatic system. So a lot of lymphatic drainage for us Aries, good idea. Toes and feet. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me about my toes and feet too. I had a couple issues there. But as Saturn moves through your 12th house, he's clearing karmic detritus and baggage, and he's giving you sage-like wisdom, and it can lead to a measure of sustainable awakening spiritually. And he got here February of 23 and finally leaves in February of 2026, minus a sneaking out into your first house next year. So this is why you want to get my 2025 all signs bundle, or your sign, because it's a big deal to have Saturn for the first time in 30 years moving through your first house, or your identity over your sun, moon, or your ascendant. That happens next year. Now, one thing I want to say is we're moving into the break it down block by block, moment by moment. I do talk fast, slow me down on the playback speed, or take notes or replay this a few times. There are, what do you call it? Like, the words are trailing with me. The captions are enabled on all my videos. So hopefully that helps. On December 1st and 2nd, we have a very lucky trine. Venus is going to flow to Algol well star with Uranus, unexpected love and money surprises, but Algol being a well star, it may be about money. Algol is in the second house of your earnings and possessions, and in your natal chart, you need a star near like 25.6 degrees of Taurus to activate it. At the time of this trine, Uranus is about 23.5 degrees of Taurus, but he's close enough to Algol to count. So Venus says, December 1st and 2nd, in the house of pennies from heavens and windfalls, allies and benefactors, and great career gains, she flows to Uranus in your second house. And this is simply a story of success financially. And what does the success financially come from? Well, it can be more than one thing, because it can come from a windfall, a pennies from heaven, an ally, a benefactor, a sudden, exciting, great career gain. And in fact, Algol is Uranus is retrograding at 24.5 degrees. So he's taking opportunity and money from the past somehow and pulling it into the present. And so you might find that things that were going on in the summer in July, okay, are kind of repeating themselves in a positive and eerily, I don't know, groundhog-like way. That's the best way I can describe that. So go back to what was going on when he was here in July on Algol, not without Venus's support. And now it's career and money, right? So Algol in the second house of money, earnings, and resources, and Venus at the top of your sky in the house of your career and reputation. This should be a nice boost. You know, you could get a raise, a promotion. If you're a social media person like me, some kind of new stature that leads to more financial, surprising and positive financial gain, and very much similar to what you might have been feeling in your July, August timeframe as well. All right, now we have a lot going on. Deep breath, Lori. A lot going on in the sky. That's an understatement in the first week of December. So I'm going to try to give it to you in an encapsulated form. We have a Mercury in the heart of the sun, Cazimi, as he retrogrades in his deeply magical way into the heart of the sun and gives us divine downloads on the 5th and 6th of December. But it's not an ordinary Cazimi. He's in your 9th house of passports, foreign lands, court cases, academia, third marriage environments. He's in the heart of the sun, phone calls, text messages, and emails, news and information, ideas, downloads around the 5th, 6th of the month. But then he flows. He does not flow. He opposes Jupiter retrograde in your 3rd house. And Jupiter retrograde is deepening the bounty he wants to give you in writing and communicating, marketing, selling, social media, skills-based learning. And then both of these planets, Jupiter and the Cazimi Mercury, square Saturn in your 12th house. Now, it can be an opportunity because we have flow called mutual reception between Mercury and Jupiter. Team them. So an opportunity with writing, book publishing, foreign lands, foreign shores, opportunity for travel, foreign lands, foreign shores, far off places coming your way, but requires decisions and actions that are gritty and maybe complicated instead of easy. It can be a kind of like, I might need to make a decision. It may not be the easiest decision I've ever made, but I know that I need to take action on this and it feels right. And it's also connected to things from your past. Both Mercury and Jupiter are retrograde, and maybe older conditions that applied more directly to things that were happening November the 18th. Okay, go back to November 18th, are occurring around December 6th and 5th. Then, and if you're trying to win in a court matter or legal matter, this could be like some good things happening here, but requiring some definitive actions and decisions at the time of December 5th and 6th. I like the very fact that we have Venus sextiling Neptune because it's so dreamy and sweet. And this is going to be Neptune in the far off foreign shores where Saturn's traveling, and Venus in your 10th house. So is there an opportunity to travel to a foreign place for career matters? Is there some dreamy opportunity that brings you great benefits from a foreign person and as you apply to your career acceleration and success? It's just beautiful energy, but a lot of you might use it for your career mostly, and also the word travel and far off lands. And if you're single, you could meet somebody in a career setting connected to foreign shores. If you were looking for love as an Aries, that might look like that energy for you. Little soulmate love energy in a far off foreign place connected to work and career. December 4th and 5th. I already mentioned Venus conjunct Pluto, trine the nodes of fate. I'm not going to say it again, but that starts to activate on the 6th, 7th of the month, depending on your time zone. And now you get Venus in your 11th house through to January the 2nd. So you're going to have some great career gains in that time frame. December 6th, 7th to January 2nd, some success, some celebrity, some expansion of your goals, some more fun and social times with friends and groups of belonging, more activities with groups that you prefer hanging with, whose company you enjoy. Okay. On December the 12th, Mars and Venus, the cosmic lovers, do a tug of war. Sometimes it just looks like a really sizzling romance, especially for you guys, because on December 12th, this is occurring with Mars, give or take a day or two on either side, in the house of romance. And he's retrograde, and it could mean you're going to get tussled around in a romantic infatuation or hot moment with someone you've already been involved with in the past. So watch out for that if that's not what you're looking for. Otherwise, Venus wants to bring you together with groups of belonging friends, and Mars is busy going back over old creative, artistic, and maybe entrepreneurial projects to deepen it. And you just might have no time for fun and socialization with friends and be at a crossroads. It's Christmas, everyone has Christmas parties and you can't go or something. December 12th. Mars wants you to work hard and drive ambitiously, but he's going back to cover old ground in entrepreneurial and creative projects. And Venus wants you to go have fun with girlfriends or out with parties. And there's complications middle of December. It's December 12th, give or take a few days. On December 14th to the 16th, Mercury trines Mars. Well, there is a full Gemini moon. Full moon Gemini, 15 degrees of Gemini on December, 23 degrees of Gemini on December the 5th. Now, Mars and Mercury mean actionable ideas or commercial success for marketing and selling, etc. And this is December the 14th to the 16th, the time of the moon. Mercury is now heading direct, 15, 16. So he stations and he's very powerful and he's heading direct and he flows to Mars in your fifth house. Mars still retrograde. So something along the lines of, I'm going to try to give you the gist of it. On the 14th and 15th of the month, how is it that you can perhaps move forward in some kind of creative project, entrepreneurial business project, or romantic partnership, or something to do with your children involving higher education, visas and passports, foreign lands, and foreign travel? That's what I got for you. Connected to matters that you've been thinking about already since early November, when Mars entered into your Leo sky. It's good for book publishing deals and writing contracts as well. Mars is in the creative, muse-inspired house, talking to Mercury in a publications house. It's also connected very strongly to the fact that Mars keeps loving up the node of fate in your first house and seventh house, really aligning with you. One thing I will say for some of you, Aries, be a pulling away from an existing long-term relationship as Mars is retrograding here. And there may be some separation in a romantic and long-term relationship just because of South Node Mars sextile energy, but Mars will go back into your Leo house. Remember that April 18th to June 17th next year, and that could just reignite that relationship, and the nodal problem will be out of the way. So separation can be, time apart can be healed April, May, and June next year, if any time apart occurs. All right. Very lucky and more lucky is Venus trine Jupiter on December 19th and 20th. Venus is going to be sitting in your house of great gains and pennies from heavens and lucky good spirit things. This is your 11th, and she flows to Jupiter in your in your third house. And so lucky breaks, lucky opportunities to do with writing, teaching, learning, traveling, siblings younger and older, allies and benefactors, and greater financial gain in your career. And with Venus and Pluto still hanging out together, trillionaire yoga energy, greater gains than you're used to through online social media, teaching, learning, sales, and marketing. Okay. So ka-ching, if that's part of your milieu. Otherwise, it could be a beautiful golden travel opportunity with friends and or siblings, or some beautiful opportunity emerging around December 19th and 20th for some greater financial gain, or even acceptance into a university or college or something like that, that feels just pure lucky, or like one of your dreams have come true, your wishes have come true, a publishing contract, a deal, something like that. On December 26th, 7th, Mercury is opposite Jupiter, squaring Saturn. Yes, just like we saw December, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, when we had that same T-square activated. The only difference this time is Mercury is direct in your 9th house. Jupiter is still retrograde in your 3rd. Saturn is direct in your 12th. Houses 9, 3, and 12 are travel, international, and learning houses. There may be some of those things going on. As Mercury direct, you can travel more safely in the ninth house of foreign lands. Jupiter retrograde in the third suggests you've already been there before. It's nothing totally brand new. And Saturn in the 12th says far off, foreign, distant places. If you're working on legal contracts and negotiations, things should go well with this last T square. There could be golden opportunity to negotiating a closure to a lawsuit or a financial matter connected to courts. You might also find this is like, your dream university, college, campus acceptance with, Saturn in the 12th house, and maybe a karmic reward, or it almost be connected to education in far off foreign places. And if you are connected to a younger sibling or one too older than you, travel opportunities involving those people as well. And then going off to an ashram, a spiritual retreat, a Vinyasa yoga, anyway, something like that. Those are the vibes too of December, 25th, 26th, 27th. It's a part of the longer arc, however, of December 21st to the 30th, because December 21st to the 30th, Jupiter is in a long-standing opposition to Saturn. Part of it's more the T square at Christmas itself, 25th, 26th, 27th. And you want to go back to August the 19th, because what are you were doing around the middle of August, right? August 19th, a few days on either side. Yeah, the Democratic National Convention. We had a Jupiter square Saturn in the same area of the sky, the 12th house and the third house. And Jupiter is direct now. Saturn's direct, like he was not direct in August. But go back to the middle of August. Try to remember some themes that were going on with social media, online, bounty, expansion, and growth. Jupiter was direct. And Saturn, digital income, foreign borders, international revenue, revenue from far foreign places, PayPal, Stripe. So for me, it was a lot of big energy around my channel blowing up at mid to end of July into middle of August over the Trump prediction that he would be face assassination when he did, and that Biden would step down, and that Vance would be the VP. If you listen to me long enough, I got them all right. But I did get it right that Trump would win, but I kept that private to my Patreon community because I had a change of heart through a Horary chart that I cast on November the 1st. But I had been gambling on it was going to be a Harris win before that, which tanked my channel because of angry Democrats all unsubscribed. Guys, I'm just doing my best. December the 27th is a square between Venus and Uranus. Uranus is still on Algol. Don't be afraid of the square. Venus brings opportunity. It just means it's surprising. It's unexpected. It's connected to your career or your gains from your career, or a rich woman or man or ally or benefactor. And it activates a jolt of unexpected surprises in the way you earn the money you have, the possessions you have. That's what it is. But it could be really positive because of the wealth star here. And Venus is a benefic. She's backed up by Pluto. So an unexpected windfall, a penny from heaven. You could win money under this as well. You never know. Mars is competitive, the god of games of chance and competition and athletic competition and win-lose. And the god of win-lose is moving through your fifth house. He's retrograde. If you're going to win-lose, it's because you've played this game before, but you could win some money. And this could be ka-ching. You're so shocked. When I say December 27th, give it 3 days on either side. And that is a very exciting time for your money. And with Venus, Pluto, it's a trillionaire yoga. So it's outside the bounds of your normal amount of increase of financial wellness in that window of time. December 27th, 3 days before and after. On December the 30th, we have a Capricorn new moon at 9 degrees, and that is a beautiful, fresh new start. Oh my God. Did I start off with the Capricorn new moon at 9 degrees and call it the Gemini moon? Guys, I'm so sorry, Aries. I cannot redo this. So December the 15th, you're having a full moon in Gemini. And I don't know if I have time to edit this. I'm going to try, but I don't know if I'm going to have time. So we have a new moon in Capricorn, a new beginning on December 30th, a new fresh start in your career. Look to your sun, moon, and rising to be as an Aries somewhere, closer to 3 to 9 degrees. 3 to 9 degrees of the sign of Capricorn, because then you'll feel this new reset button and new beginning more strongly. The full Gemini moon on December the 15th. So I might be having to cut out some stuff in the middle. So if you're listening to this, if you're wondering why I'm dressing it out of order, we're going to talk now about December 15th. There is a Gemini full moon in the house of writing, in the house of teaching, in the house of learning, in the house of traveling, in the house of social media. A full torchlight is fulfilling, completing, enhancing, and expanding something in that part of your sky. You want to increase your writing. You want to, Jupiter's watching it, bringing it luck and saying this new full moon, the fulfillment, the fruition, and the harvest, the big light is here in the third house. So good for your writing projects, good for your traveling, teaching and educating and learning, marketing and selling, great for your social media land as well, where media and social media, digital media, are interested in Jupiter's desire after February to expand you. But the full moon is also adding fuel to the fire. And a full moon in Gemini at 23 degrees will impact you, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising more closely if you have placements near 23 degrees, but all of you Aries will feel it. Now I have my Athena at 19 and a half. She's my goddess of book publishing. So maybe I'm going to finally get my book publishing thing done. But you can think about this as a delayed moon because the full light is here, but then Jupiter co-present conjunct this lunation takes until February for him to move forward on the promise. So it's like, yes, you could see this full, you can feel this full light of fruition seeded from something that you began in May, June, by the way, in your third house, take root more obviously as a full energy of bounty and luck and prosperity in the online teaching, traveling space of your chart. It could also bring some good bounty from an aunt, uncle, cousin, sibling, especially younger, to you, that sibling can help increase your bounty as well. Now I'm going to have to edit this one. So, oh, well, me. But I'll just have to go do that after I finish this video. Thank you, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for listening. I'll see you guys, I hope, description box below in my Patreon community, on my Cosmic Moonshine letter, in my Substack subscription, any of those things. Would love to see you over there. I'll see you soon. Don't forget, all my information is under the More button. Bye. Have a wonderful Aries December of 2024.